Tell me who this is talking about. For a child will be born to us, a son will be given to us, and the government will rest on his shoulders, and his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace. There will be no end to the increase of his government, or of peace, on the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish it and uphold it with justice and righteousness from then on and forevermore. The zeal of Yahweh of hosts will accomplish this. Behold, my servant will prosper. He will be high and lifted up and greatly exalted. Just as many were appalled at you, my people, so his appearance was marred more than any man, and his form more than the sons of men. Thus he will sprinkle many nations. Kings will shut their mouths on account of him. For what had not been told to them they will see, and what they had not heard they will understand. Who has believed this report? And to whom has the arm of Yahweh been revealed? For he grew up before him like a tender shoot, and like a root out of parched ground. He has no stately form of majesty, that we should look upon him, nor an appearance that we should desire him. He was despised and forsaken of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, and like one from whom men hide their face. He was despised, and we did not esteem him. Surely our griefs he himself bore, and our sorrows he carried. Yet we ourselves esteemed him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. But he was pierced through for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The chastenings for our peace fell upon him, and by his wounds we are healed. All of us like sheep have gone astray. Each of us has turned away on his own, but Yahweh has caused the iniquity of us all to fall on him. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. Like a lamb that is led to slaughter, and like a sheep that is silent before its shearers, so he did not open his mouth. By oppression and judgment he has taken away. And as for his generation, who considered that he was cut off out of the land of the living, that for the transgression of my people striking was due to him. So his grave was assigned with wicked men, yet he was with a rich man in his death, because he had done no violence, nor was there any deceit in his mouth. But Yahweh was pleased to crush him, putting him to grief. If he would place his soul as a guilt offering, he will see his seed. He will prolong his days, and the good pleasure of Yahweh will succeed in his hand. As a result of the anguish of his soul, he will see it and be satisfied. By his knowledge, the righteous one, my servant, will justify the many, as he will bear their iniquities. Therefore I will divide for him a portion with the many, and he will divide the spoil with the strong, because he has poured out his soul to death, and he was numbered with the transgressors. Yet he himself bore the sin of many and interceded for the transgressors. My God, why have you forsaken me? Far from my salvation are the words of my groaning. Oh my God, I call by day, but you do not answer, and by night, but I have no rest. Yet you are holy, enthroned upon the praises of Israel. In you our fathers trusted. They trusted, and you rescued them. To you they cried out and were granted escape. In you they trusted and were not disappointed. But I am a worm and not a man, a reproach of men and despised by the people. All who see me mock me. They smack their lips, they wag their heads, saying, commit yourself to Yahweh, let him rescue you. Let him deliver him, because he delights in him. Yet you are he who brought me out of the womb. You made me trust when upon my mother's breasts. Upon you I was cast from birth. You have been my God from my mother's womb. Be not far from me, for distress is near, for there is none to help. Many bulls have surrounded me. Strong bulls of Bashan have encircled me. They open wide their mouths at me as a lion tears and roars. I am poured out like water, and all of my bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax. It is melted within me. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue cleaves to my jaw. You lay me in the dust of death. For dogs have surrounded me. A band of evildoers have encompassed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. I count all my bones. They stare at me. They divide my garments among them. For my clothing they cast lots. Who is this talking about? If you guessed Jesus, you're right. The reason why this is so significant, the reason why this is so amazing that this is talking about Jesus, because what I just read was from Isaiah 9, Isaiah 52, and Psalm 22. The reason why that's significant for those of you who don't know much about the Bible is simply this. The book of Isaiah was written about 700 years before Jesus was born. So Isaiah 9 and Isaiah 52, the first things I read to you, those were written about 700 years before Jesus was born. Psalm 22, describing the crucifixion, being pierced through their hands, having people try to gamble for his clothing, having his heart melt inside of him. Where we see that Jesus had a pericardial effusion, where it literally, in that sense, looked like his heart was melting. He counts all of his bones because not a single one was broken, but it says that the bones were pulled out of joint. This is what happens during crucifixion, where they dislocate your shoulders. Psalm 22 was written about 1,000 years before Jesus was born. From cover to cover, the entirety of the Bible is about Jesus. Every single part of the Bible is about Jesus. This is amazing. Ponder on that, read the Word of God, and rest knowing that He has communicated to His people. Thank you, guys. God bless.